Welcome to Shadows of Prophecy, a D&D real play podcast where we will find out what it takes to become a hero, face our darkest fears, and pull ourselves out of a pit of despair. Shadows of Prophecy is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast with violent themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised. With us today to traverse through adventures of loss and tragedy, we have myself, Timothy, as our ambivalent DM, Helen as the self-assured thunderclap fanatic Iolite, Dan as Mother Mushroom crochet champion Maury, and Chris as our ever-so-timid, kind, crunchy, calculated, and most importantly, stacked Baleford. Join us as we enter the Shadows of Prophecy. Prologue, A World Unravels. Chapter 10, Aether Nightmares. Oh, and I should take such pleasure in this one. Finally, it's me, the center of it all, the one true protagonist. Although, I should assume you'll disagree. Just know you're wrong. Doesn't matter anyways. It's not like you have any control or idea where this story is going. Nevertheless, enjoy. It's my treat. The three of you are standing in a large stone chamber. There are sigil markings all over the floor that have been brushed away of various materials, just kind of like very worn down stone, and lots of different material components around the perimeter of the room. When in walks a very jaunty figure with long white hair piled on top of their head in a messy bun, tied up with a black ribbon, and wearing a draping periwinkle silk robe that flares out as they walk, opening to reveal layers of intricately embroidered silks and gold-set jewels. Ah, our initiates. Are you ready? And you are?
Sorry. I light Flint Mantle, here from the Dwarven Villages, although, as you can tell, I'm not a dwarf myself.
Very nice to meet you. I will do my best to keep you alive today.
Thanks, I appreciate that effort.
And you?
Hello, ma'am. My name is Baleford Lewick. Nice to meet your acquaintance.
Belford.
Baleford. You could call me Bailey.
Bailey, okay. Again, I will do my best to keep you alive today.
That is much appreciated.
And you, miss?
Maury is sitting on the ground and crocheting and doesn't look up and says, Maury, Laura, I don't want to be here. My parents were like, go to the university. It'll be fun. Whatever.
All right, probably something you don't want to tell me.
No.
As I will be grading your score. Anyways, the task today at hand is simple. As mages, you will be required to stand your ground and hold your conviction in the face of all fear and stresses. If you are unable to do so, you lose your magical ability and are, well, worthless. So, shall we begin?
I guess we can begin. It's fine. She's going to take her crocheting and shove it in her bag and stand up. You notice that everything she's wearing is crocheted. From her big, it's like her cloak is black, but big chunky yarn. So it looks really heavy. And her hood is always up.
I guess there's no time like the present, so I'm all set.
Are you all sufficiently prepared for whatever today may bring?
Iolite nods without saying anything.
I guess, could you tell us what was going to happen, or that would give us even more preparation?
Well, the objective of a sorcerer is to always be prepared, regardless of the situation or circumstances. I hope you all went over your spell list this morning and made sure to include and incorporate a variety of spells that may assist you in any sort of matter.
Well, it's too late now.
Yes, that is very true. Well, it is a trial, a challenge nonetheless, so let us begin.
Okay.
The three of you are standing around the room as Cyril starts gliding about, grabbing material components off the walls. You have 5 to 10 minutes of watching them just gather things as the three of you kind of stand in anticipation. Eolite?
Iolite.
Iolite, but Io is also fine.
All right. Iolite, why don't you introduce to the rest of the group what you look like and what you're doing right now?
Iolite is a youngish, blue dragonborn. She looks serious and self-absorbed, is wearing a long black robe, and it's held closed by a belt with a dwarven sigil on the front. That's Iolite.
All right. And Baleford.
So Baleford is a average height, average sized man with a brown ensemble, complete with a rope belt, and he's missing one finger on one of his hands.
All right. And we already know what Maury looks like.
Oh, you know what Maury's wearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maury is a kind of a green-gray tiefling.
All right.
So her skin color is very muted, just like her personality. She's got small horns and a tail, and it's probably looks like she's in her late teens, very young. Acts like it too.
All right. So you hear Cyril kind of knocking about on the shelves around the room. Oh, and this, and can't forget that. And he gathers a bunch of things up and brings them to the center of the room and starts handing each one of you several candles. Just place these around the perimeter.
Just anywhere.
Try to keep them evenly spaced. This is ceremonial magic. The calculations are quite specific.
Iolite sniffs the candle to see if it's scented.
It is not scented. It is a silver beeswax candle.
Is that beeswax from silver bees or silver beeswax from regular bees?
It is regular beeswax that is dyed silver.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just wanted a clear picture of what these candles look like.
You see 4 circular sigils carved around the ground of the room in a larger sigil that kind of ties them all together. So there are 8 candles in total, so you can place those evenly around the room as Cyril lights some Nagchampa incense. The aroma starts to fill the room.
Maury's going to walk over to Bailey and be like, hey, could you do me a favor? Can you hold these for a second? And she passes you her candles.
Oh, well, yeah. What do you want? You want me to just hold them?
Yeah, just put them down somewhere. And she's going to walk over to the middle of the circle and sit down.
Well, okay. I will do that. And Bailey goes around. He pulls out rope from his back and he says, you hold this. And I try to measure out. I'm trying to be you know how you can make a circle with a string and a radius? So it's he's doing it very equidistant.
Bailey just sets the rope on the ground after you pass it to her. She's like, okay, yeah, and puts it down. And then pulls out her crocheting.
All done. Oh my goodness, look at what are you making there?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a sock for a giant that I know. It's humongous. It's a giant bag.
Well, hopefully you have enough yarn to make the second.
Oh, I've got so much yarn in this bag. You have no idea.
I don't.
Does she have a bag of holding just for you?
Can I have a bag of holding just for yarn? Maybe
Yes,
like a minor bag of
absolutely.
holding, so it can't like hold too much.
It's just like the
Yeah.
size of a.
But yeah, I've got like this silver yarn, and she just starts pulling out like skeins of yarn. Be like, oh, like this one's my favorite. It's like red, and it's from an alpaca, which are now in this world. I'm so sorry, there are alpaca in this world.
All right.
It's like super soft and really good for like hats. And then I've got this little guy. Oh, wait, I think we're starting. And she shoves it all back in her bag.
I like to think that is the bag of holding that you have.
Oh, yeah. Full of yarn.
Oh, yeah, the bag of holding is
Also crocheted.
Also crochet.
also crochet.
Of course it is. So as you all are setting out the candles, reviewing all the different options for yarn, and then cleaning up, Cyril now comes to the center of the room. They hold a jacinth gemstone and an ornately carved bar of silver. And they kind of have them held out very like stoically, just like presenting them to the room as they kind of make a motion that they are beginning to speak. All right. We will be traveling to the astral plane. Are you excited? I know I am.
I'm thrilled, clearly.
A couple notes. Your material body will be left behind, so don't worry about it. It will be unconscious and in a state of suspended animation. You may notice a small silver cord behind you as we enter the astral plane. Do not let that cord be cut. If that were to happen, your soul and your body would become separated, killing your body instantly and trapping your soul in the astral plane. It will be such a pain to retrieve you. I might not. However, if you die, so to speak, in the astral plane, you will awake here, in the material plane, unharmed. This is the main benefit of projection versus other methods of astral travel, which you simply are just not ready for. I will warn you, when we first arrive, our coordinates are not precise. The astral plane has a tendency to shift, and we will most likely find ourselves in a transition period. This is probably the most dangerous portion of the travel. A couple notes. Do not wake up. Absolutely do not wake up. No matter what. Even if it is me telling you to do so, do not wake up. Also, don't look them in the eyes. They will do everything in their power to do so, but don't. There may be many tricks. I hope that you all have the intelligence and wisdom not to fall for them. But if you continue moving, keep your eyes unfocused, and remain asleep here, you should be relatively safe until we make it to the trials. Alright. Spread out around the room. There are 4 sigils for each of us. Sit in a comfortable position. You will be holding it for a while. And you can't imagine the cramps you'll get if you're just not in the right position. You'll repeat after me. The words are Zana, Calliope, Asayun, Naubis, Aseus.
Highlight repeats the words.
Very good. All right, are we ready?
Yeah, Baleford goes over and he lies on his side with his arm out like he's fallen asleep.
Maury will go to her spot and just sit down and like slump over, leaning her like elbows on her knees. Like, you know, when you sit cross-legged and then lean forward, that's how she's sitting. Ready.
I like curls into the fetal position.
All right. So, repeat with me.
Zana,
Calliope, Koki, Aswin, Nobis,
Acaibo.
All right, it could be better. One more time.
Zana,
Calliope, Aswin, Nobis, Acaibo. And you begin to repeat this incantation over and over and over again
Until
it becomes methodical. Your words start to blend into each other as you feel yourselves kind of leaning into the collective presence. And your vision starts to fade. The world around you starts to slowly waver and spin and then dissipate. Whoosh. Whoosh. When your vision returns, you all stand in a woodland forest. You see a silver cord extending behind each one of you, just trailing off until it just fades into the distance. You see a wooden path alongside a river.
Do we have our gear?
Yes.
Like it, and we can like feel it and touch it and...
Yeah, everything feels...
Can she crochet?
Somewhat tangible.
You start to crochet with the silver thread.
I start knitting a silver thread sweater.
Oh no. Everything feels quite tangible, but like slightly different, as if it's like a dream state where like you're feeling or holding something in your dreams. And like,
would you characterize it as astral?
It's very astral, like so astral. Like we all have a great concept of what astral feels like,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So are these trials are individual, or is it like a team thing?
It will hopefully be a group effort, granted that you all stick with us.
Yeah, we're here.
Yes. Well,
why did everybody look at me for that?
Anyways, well, we are here. We are a little further off than I hoped for, but that is a part of the art of astral projection. That river, not real. Don't touch it. Do keep your eyes wandering. Don't look at anything too closely. You might not like how it looks back. All right.
Cool.
Eyelight's eyes are darting around chaotically.
And do remember what I said. Don't wake up. Got it?
Yep. Don't cut cord. Don't die. Don't wake up. Don't look them in the eyes. Don't fall for tricks. And have fun.
The last part is optional. This is really not meant to be fun. Anyways, you can die.
But we shouldn't.
You shouldn't, because I will grade you very poorly.
Okay.
Wait, can I copy your notes on that? Stop for a second.
I didn't write those down. Pass that over here. No, just like
congratulations, you're in an astral forest with like two teenagers.
Oh no!
Can you just like scoot that over to your desk so I can see it?
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to. It's a.
I heard him say it was a group effort.
Yes, it's fully cooperative.
Oh, if you could share your notes, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, he pulls out like a small. It's a piece of paper. It's just got like don't die, don't. Yeah, it's got 6 things on it.
Great. I wrote down like the first 2 and then I got distracted. You notice that her giant sock that she's taken out and started again has the rules knitted into them.
Whoa.
It's the only way that I know how to write.
So I just use paper sometimes.
All right, we're going to run with that.
It's like two rules haphazardly knitted into the side of a sock.
It's like memento sock. It's just like, your name is... your name is Moray. You don't want to be here. Your parents told you to be here.
We must progress further through this plane to make it to our trials. So, stay with me. Oh. Hold on one moment. And they pause, and you see they hold their right ear up to the sky, or what looked like sky at first. But as you catch yourselves staring for a touch too long, you notice that it's not sky at all. It's this, like, flowy blue speckly shit that just is, like, amalgamating into the feeling of blue, but not the actual color.
Oh my gosh, this sky is so astral.
Oh my god,
So
it's
astral.
This is like this one time at camp.
Quiet now.
Oh, sorry.
They're listening. Oh, you should probably close your eyes. They're looking.
I put my hands over my eyes.
All right. I will talk very quietly. Listen to the sound of my voice. And keep moving.
With our eyes closed.
Preferably.
I can't hear anything that you're saying.
Oh no.
Sorry, I'm deaf, so all my characters are also deaf.
That's okay. Take my hand. And you feel a hand whack into your chest.
Iolite takes the hand, grips it tightly.
Over here. Watch the path.
With what?
You hear a voice call out, not next to you, Iolite. Iolite.
I like?
Iolite. Iolite. You hear the voice call out, not next to you, where you would expect the voice to come from that's holding your hand, but rather behind you, to your left, maybe 10 yards off. Wake up. Follow my voice, over here. You start hearing different iterations of Cyril's voice echoing throughout the woods. Coming from your left, your right, in front of you, behind you. They start calling out different instructions. Just a little to the left. No, right. Don't follow them.
Are we all holding hands at this point?
Bailey reaches out his hand to find whoever's near him.
Roll me a d20.
Mori will do the same with her tail.
All right.
I got
You
19.
have a tail?
All right.
Yeah.
I don't even have a tail.
Tieflings have tails. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you could have a tail if you decided to have a tail.
This is the astral plane. You can...
17.
All right. So, Baleford, you reach out your hand and you grab onto an arm. It's scaly.
Is this your arm, Io?
Is it my arm?
Iolite, you feel another arm grab you.
I can feel you, Bailey.
Well, that's reassuring.
What do I find with my tail?
Maury, you sway your tail behind you.
And in front, I do a sweep.
Sure, yeah. So you sweep out with your tail around you.
It's
And
prehensile tail.
you hit
Sure.
the leg. You can feel the silks flowing. Is it Cyril?
Cyril, is that you?
Maury, yes, it's me.
All
Come
right.
here.
I'm
Follow
just-
my voice.
I'm just gonna hold on to you, and I'll wrap my tail around like a silk, just like fat part of their cloak.
Iolite and Baleford, you hear this other voice respond to Maury. and it's not coming from where you're holding a light.
Maury, are you there? I don't feel you nearby.
Oh yeah, I've got a hold of Cyril's cloak. It's fine. I'm here.
You hear Maury's voice trailing off into the distance.
Maury, stay close.
No, I've got it. I'm here with y'all. I'm here with you guys.
Follow my voice.
So we're on a path, right? Like it's a dirt path?
Yeah, it was like a little woodland path-esque
It's
thing.
astral dirt. So
Okay.
who knows
It's
what that
astral
feels
dirt.
like?
Yeah.
It feels like the idea of dirt.
I want to pull out my quarterstaff and I want to be sweeping it, like not into the direction of Io, but sort of like sweeping around. Like, Maury, if you feel a stick hit you, that means that I am within like 5 feet of you.
So you start waving your quarterstaff around, and you're smacking into bushes, you're smacking into trees.
You hear Panrat go, ouch.
Shout out, Panrat, Bush Lady.
And at that moment, Maury, you get hit with 2 quarterstaffs
Ooh.
on either side of you.
Wait, hold on. There were 2 of those. Why you hit me twice?
I only have one.
Oh well, hold
You
on.
don't hear Maury.
Uh-oh.
Maury, you're talking,
Uh-huh.
and you don't get a response from Baleford or Iolite.
Well, that's really rude.
Bailey, can you find her?
I'm sweeping. I don't hear anything, but maybe we're just standing still. Maybe we should start walking behind us, because I think that's where I heard the voice coming from.
Oh, no.
Wake up.
No, you told us not to do that.
Oh, but we're there.
We didn't move.
We've been moving this whole time. Have you not noticed?
Are we on one of those moving pathways?
Let's the walkway. Music playing in the background.
Don't wake up. They're listening. They're watching. Follow my voice.
I still have a hold of Silk, right?
Yes.
Maury.
Maury's gonna give a good tug on the silk with her tail.
You pull on the silk, and it falls to the ground.
Great. Hey guys, can you hear me? Hello? And that's about as loud as she gets at any given moment.
I'm literally yelling.
I'm screaming at you right now.
Iolite and Baleford, you hear Maury's voice behind you, quite faint.
Maury, I can hear you.
Do I hear them?
Give me a perception roll.
Oh, I'm rolling for the second time today. Perception. Oh, that is what is that number? That is a 12.
You hear lots of voices through the forest all around you. Cyril's voice, Baleford's voice, Iolite's voice, all talking, giving different instructions.
Great. Super helpful, guys. All right, well,
Use your yarn, Maury.
Do you have any magic that you could...
I don't know. That's a great question. Do I have any magic that could help me with that? I have Gust, as we discussed earlier, which is a helpful spell.
You can open your eyes now.
I have Jump. I don't trust that.
Iolite does not open her eyes.
It's okay, we're almost there.
If you're the real Cyril, tell me something only Cyril would know.
Yeah, what's my nickname?
Baleford? I don't know you.
I told you before we left.
I know.
Did it mean nothing to you?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Io or Bailey, I know how to find you. Which is my favorite yarn?
Is it the
It's the red one.
I thought it was the silver one.
It's the red one.
Okay, none of you are real. You're all fake. Can I feel this silver thread behind me? Like, is it tangible?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can feel it.
I'd like to feel the direction that it's going and then walk the other way, like away from the silver thread.
I mean, it's kind of always behind you.
Damn it. So even if I turn, it's behind me. It isn't like
Yeah.
pulled off to one side.
No.
Damn it. Then I would like to listen for the river and follow that.
There's a river?
Yeah. Well,
Well, it sounds like the idea of a river.
Okay. Wow, that river is like so astral.
It's so astral. Reminds me of one time
so
at camp.
you listen for the sound of the river, like recalling what Cyril said when you first arrived. It's not real.
Yeah, but like there was the path that it was, and I could follow that path, which seemed to be where we were going.
You hear the babbling. It's off to your right.
I will walk along the babble. Not into the babble,
All right.
along the babble.
So you approach the babbling noise and you start following it off to one direction.
Yeah. And I'll use my tail to like sweep in front of me consistently, so in case I bump into something, I'll know it's there.
We're almost there.
Crocheting the entire time, by the way.
Maury, we're almost there. You'll need to look for this part.
Okay, yeah, I don't trust that.
Open your eyes. We're right there. Don't you see it?
Does anybody else like hear me walking around, sweeping my tail around? Or like babbling to myself? Maury!
You hear random calls out to you, punctuating the forest.
Do they sound identical to like my compatriots' voices?
Yes,
Damn
but they
it.
come from multiple directions.
It's unhelpful.
So as you hear one off to your left, you hear another to your right. Baleford and Iolite's voices kind of ricochet about the forest. At least you think you're still in a forest.
Oh yeah, how would I know?
Well, hey, Professor, are we there yet? Can we open our eyes?
Yes, open your eyes.
We're not going to be moving anymore.
We're almost there.
We're either there or we're not.
Well, they're gone now.
What they look like? You mean they like Moray or they like who?
They are gone now.
That didn't help.
They don't have a name. They're like astral sprites.
Oh my god, these sprites are like so astral.
So astral.
Iolite still does not open her eyes.
I didn't realize I needed to get high before this session
Don't wake
to
up.
really experience.
And well, just be on lookout.
Okay, I'm gonna sniff around a little.
All right. Give
That's
me
all.
a perception
I'm just
check.
sniffing.
You smell the idea of
9.
All right. The smell of Nagchampa,
Of what?
of Nagchampa incense,
Oh,
fills your
the
nostrils.
incense. The incense from the university.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So I still have senses from my corporeal body?
Perhaps.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I don't smell her yarn anywhere. We can't find her.
I feel like Maury has a very distinctive smell.
Like it smells like a bag of holding that's full of yarn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baleford's going to open his eyes. He's looking
All
at the
right.
ground.
Baleford, you open your eyes, you look down at your feet, and you see dirt that starts to fade out in front of you to like the color black, as if it's kind of dissipating away.
Seems we're in space.
Do you look up?
I look to my right where I'm clutching Io's arm.
You see Io.
And can I see beyond Io to see if she's clutching anything?
You lift your gaze slightly, and you see the hem of a silk robe arm attached to the hem of the silk robe arm. You see a twisted, bark-skinned figure.
And I close my eyes.
The silk is just... The silk almost looked...
No! Before you can say anything bad, I close my eyes.
When you saw it, it was as if the silk was like growing out of their arm, that it just had manufactured this like appendage to resemble Cyril's arm.
Tree arm.
So you
Do you
shut
say
your eyes
anything?
closed.
I lean over to whisper into Io's ear, I think there's a tree that's grabbing your arm.
What? No, I'm holding on to Cyril's hand.
It's the... Yeah, I think
Yes,
they took
Highlight.
Ciro's arm.
Come
and-
over here. Just, no, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him.
This
He's
is
not real.
This is a
What?
group
That's
test.
that's not
don't know what-
Baleford.
Yeah, but it's like a... You said it's a group project.
Yes, Baleford has lost.
Yeah, but like...
Baleford has been lost.
Are you even real?
Give me an insight check.
Margot.
Yes, you're doing precisely what any of us would be doing at this
Nine.
situation. So with a 9, you're not sure what to think. You have two contradictory voices. One of them is very, like, tangible. You're holding on to them. Actually, you're holding on to both, right? No.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
one hand.
I have Cyril and Bailey.
Yeah, so you're holding on to two very tangible arms, listening to very tangible voices that are both giving you contradictory information, and you feel split. Which one is the real one? Are they both fake?
Iolite starts to feel queasy.
Just the idea of quizzing.
Just the idea of queasy. Open your eyes, we're there. Didn't you see it, Bale?
My name is Baleford to you, but I saw blackness and a tree with a lady's arm. Or
Yes.
I don't know.
person.
A person's arm.
Don't let your eyes deceive you. This is the astral plane. Remember what I said. There will be many tricks.
Including you.
It's just gonna be 3 hours. Are we trying to get
It's just like we're still in the lobby of the trials.
As Baleford is kind of arguing back and forth with Cyril, you feel Cyril's grip start to clench your hand,
Oh.
Io.
Cyril, that hurts. I'm right here. You don't need to grab me that hard.
I am real, Io. Do not listen to that imposter. They continue to, like, grip in. You feel their nails now digging into your skin.
Into my scales?
Whoa, that's rough.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're not puncturing your skin, but they're, like, digging into them.
Do I hear any of this? Does Maury hear any of this?
No.
Damn it.
Maury, you're lost.
I did not have a choice. I didn't know what to do.
The only thing Maury is sure of at this point is that she's lost. She has no idea where she is,
It's
what's
fine.
going on, who's around her.
But we're all lost.
Yeah.
We lost Zero. We're all lost. They're just lost together.
Maybe this is something else, but in the astral plane, can't you travel just by thinking of something, like thinking of where you want to go?
You can.
Okay. But I guess we don't know where we're going.
Yeah, do we know that?
Give me an arcana.
Okay. I'm not proficient.
24.
24.
Well, that's a natural 20.
15.
15?
I got 11.
11. Okay. So with a 24, you are familiar through your education of the astral plane. And one of the things that you've read about is how the mind is an incredibly powerful tool. Physical form kind of takes the back seat, where things are more so the essence of what they appear to be, and therefore you can trick your mind into manifesting what you'd like out of a situation.
You hear Aya mutter to herself, think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts.
Do I know this? With a 15.
With a 15, you know that the astral plane is a unique place with unique physical attributes. And you know to an extent that there is a trick to traveling through it. You know that it has something to do with the way you tap into your source magic.
So I would like to try to imagine a line of yarn connecting them to Maury.
All right. Give me another Arcana check.
Manifest yarn.
17.
All right. So as you start imagining this cord of yarn, you feel a band tighten around your wrist, and then it starts to tug on you.
Bailey, I think I've got a hold on her.
Well, that's a good start.
I've
What are
thought
you
back
doing?
on everything I've studied.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go find Maury.
Maury's here.
She very obviously is not.
And you hear her voice behind you.
Hey. Sup, guys?
Maury, follow the yarn.
Does Maury feel the yarn?
Maury, you feel a band tighten around your left wrist, and it starts pulling you off to your left.
Does it feel like yarn?
It has a texture of yarn.
Is the idea of the
It's
texture?
the idea of the texture of yarn.
What thickness of yarn are we talking about? Like, is this like a
Like
chunky
a
yarn?
worsted weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very important critical factors.
Like Jenna always says, follow the yarn. And I'm gonna start pulling and walking towards it.
All right. So the two of you start following the tension of the yarn as it kind of pulls you off in separate directions.
Separate directions.
Maury, it's pulling you to the left.
Oh, God.
Io, it's pulling you to your right.
Towards each other.
Oh, so you're pulling each other. Okay.
In. We're pulling into each
Question
other.
mark?
Hopefully.
Okay.
And I'm
Does
along
that
for the
mean
ride.
I have to let go of Cyril, or will he come with us? Or they will come with us.
As you start following the tension of the yarn, you feel the tension of Cyril pulling you in the opposite direction.
Do I start to feel stretched down the middle?
It's like you're kind of being pulled by two people.
Okay.
So like
So it's a resistance?
a resistance.
Okay, but it's not like held.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Aile's going to lean into the yarn.
All right.
To clarify, Maury is knitting the yarn as she follows it.
Of
Or
course she
crocheting
is.
the yarn.
That,
I like to think I get like a baby sock
Yeah,
done by
what
the
do you
time
think it's
we
going to
usually-
be?
I don't know. Whatever inspires Maury at the moment. In the moment,
Scarf. It's kind of chilly on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
astral
yeah.
plane. Yeah.
the scarves are easy to do quickly 'cause it's back and forth.
Okay, perfect.
You follow this yarn. And you feel this tension pulling on you, pulling on you, pulling on you. And then, fine. If you're not going to make it easy for me, we'll do it the hard way. And they drop your hand.
Oh.
And that is where we will put a pause on today's story. Thank you all for joining us for a plunge into the abyss. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Shadows of Prophecy. Join us next time to find out what becomes of our unfortunate players in this most dreadful act. Shout out to my brother, known as the chill electronic vapor soul artist LUSQ, for writing our chillingly epic theme song. Editing by Scrubcast, and a big shout out to Syrinscape for some amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com. I always use them at my game table, and it adds that little something special to bring your players into the story. Also, please follow us on Twitter at Shadows Prophecy and Instagram at Shadows_of_prophecy. And hey, show us some support by becoming one of our fabulous patrons at patreon.com/Shadows of Prophecy, where you can get access to bonus content like handouts, encounter maps, and even adventure guides to run your own horrific campaigns or one-shots. And at the very least, give us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. This is how we get the word out about our podcast, and we love sharing it with you all. Thank you, and tune in next time for more tales of dread and despair at Shadows of Prophecy.